Morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great week, or if you're watching this on the weekend, I hope you're having a great weekend. But this video will probably come out Sunday because I'll have a video coming out beforehand about the M1 Grand. So if you see this and want to watch the M1 Grand video, I'll leave a little card up top. I can't really point into the top left corner because I am driving as I'm driving past a state trooper. So fun. But anyways, this video is not about me going on a little ramble. It's about the 4 things that you should expect when you are coming down to Florida, whether you're moving down here, visiting, on vacation, visiting relatives, whatever it may be, right? So when you come down here, 4 things to expect, or kind of like my little tips and advice for you guys from a Floridian, is don't bring your crappy manners down here. If you're from the Northeast, don't bring your crappy manners. Don't say yeah, don't say no. You say yes ma'am, and you say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. That's how we were raised, that's how we were born and raised, that's what we say. So that those words would go a long way rather than you looking at someone and say yeah. So definitely take that one up heart. Now you might fight me and whatever, but that's fine. You are wrong. So you can't. Manners go a long way in the South, and definitely learn that now before you come down here, because there will be people who will not be afraid to tell you to your face that you are rude, stubborn, or stuck up, and whatever it may be, and they'll tell it to your face, and you will get pissy, and your ego will be hurt. So, and good, maybe you do need that. But like I said, manners will go a long way. So learn to say yes sir, learn to say no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, kind of thing. Learn how to say that. Definitely learn how to say that. It will go a long way. But in general, like I know I keep talking about manners, but manners in general just go a long way, because manners are coming like a fleeting thing. They're just slowly disappearing. So definitely keep the manners, learn the Southern manners. It takes 2 Google seconds to learn how to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, or it takes 2 seconds on your brain to say it. So just be polite. Down south, everyone's polite, everyone's respectful. Don't bring your crappy attitude down here and try to ruin ours, because we're always happy. So the next one up is Florida. In my opinion, it's split into 5 different regions, 5 different ones. You have Northeast Florida, Northwest Florida, Central Florida, South Florida, and the Keys. So you have 5 different regions. And yes, I know I'm very well aware Northeast and Northwest Florida can be grouped together as North Florida, but in my opinion, they're kind of 2 different sides. They're 2 different sides of the same coin. So starting with Northeast Florida, where I'm from, we like to call this area essentially just South Georgia, because from Ocala up, in my opinion, I mean, you have like Okeechobee and stuff now south, there's caveats, but from like Marion County, which is like which is Ocala in Central Florida, and up is like what you think of like the South. So you have farm, you have cattle ranches, you have woods, lakes, trees, like, yeah, those are disappearing in Florida, but lakes, streams, estuaries, all that stuff, right? What you kind of think of the South, that's kind of like from Ocala up. Now there are, like I said, there are exceptions everywhere in Florida, but just a general rule of thumb where you can kind of draw a line. And let's see, yeah, so Northeast Florida is just South Georgia kind of thing. So overall, I like being Northeast Florida. It's kind of like my home, and we call it I call it South Georgia. A lot of people call it South Georgia. I mean, you have cities and stuff like Jacksonville, which are just rough, but overall, it's a good time up here. You get past there, you get to past Jacksonville, you're perfectly fine. You get out past Jacksonville, you're up in McClenny in the area, or Lake City. You go south, you're in St. Augustine, which is gorgeous. But Northwest Florida, on the other side of the coin, is like South Alabama. Like, people from Alabama go down there, Emerald Coast, the Big Bend, Pensacola, Emerald Beach. I don't really go out to Pensacola or the Big Bend or stuff like that a lot, so correct me if I'm wrong, but from a northeasterner Floridian or South Georgia guy, it's like South Alabama. So like, again, still a country out there. Like, everyone is awesome up there. Then you have Central Florida, like I said, Ocala, which you would think of like country. Like, it's not near beaches, it's landlocked. It's, you got Lake George, you got the St. Johns River, you got like the Rainbow River, you got all that stuff. You got all a bunch of like streams, springs, estuaries, well, not really estuaries, but rivers, like all that stuff. close to the beach, I guess, but it's still like an hour and a half probably drive away. Then you get to South Florida. South Florida is just South Florida. It's a bunch of transplants, it's a bunch of New Yorkers, people from New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Everyone moved down to South Florida and basically took that over. So it's basically just from Orlando down, just think of New York. Like, yeah, it's gonna hurt from you local South Floridians, but you got hijacked by the Northerners. Then you have the Keys. The Keys are just the Keys are literally just the Keys. Like, it's a combination of local, like, it's a lot of local people, but it's also a lot of like retirees and a lot of people who are absolutely loaded to the gills with nice boats and stuff, and they're just fishing. They're on the river, they're in the Keys, like they're on the Florida Bay. They're everywhere. Like, they're just outside all the time living life, and it's awesome down there. Now the next one up, the third one, it is not as cheap as you think it is. You can thank the Northerners for the past 5-6 years doing that. So Florida used to be cheap. Florida used to be cheap homes, cheap living, but then everyone from up north, from like I said, the Northeast, has moved down here and ruined that because they're paying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 over asking price, paying in cash, and everything just went up through the roof because they could pay it. Now, I'm not blaming, well, I am blaming them for doing that, but I'm not blaming them for having the money. I'm just blaming them for coming down here and completely ruining our state and having it be like a cheap place to live. So, no, more power to you for having the money. Screw you for coming down here and nuking our economy and blowing everything up like that. But yeah, Florida in general is not really a cheap place to live anymore. It used to be. 10 years ago, it used to be really cheap, and it got more and more expensive over time. Of course, that's naturally just what happens. But then, let's see, after, like, when COVID hit in 2020, everyone moved down here because we were open from that. Like, there were no real lockdowns or anything. If there were, they lasted like 3 weeks, and that was it. But then everyone moved down here from the Northeast and just completely ruined the state of the economy because everyone just took their money, came down here, and inflated it so quickly. So, we're still reeling in the effects with that, and we will probably for the rest of the time now. But anyways, yeah, Florida's expensive. The last one up is, if you're coming down here, if you're moving down here, if you're moving down here, if you're visiting, you got to prepare for the absolute lunatic drivers. So Florida has drivers from Canada, like Quebec, Alberta, literally everywhere. Virginia, California, Oregon. I've seen plates from Montana, Idaho, like Maine, like everywhere. Everyone comes down to Florida to visit. It's a big part of Florida's economy is like visitor and like Disney World, all that stuff. But prepare for the absolute craziness of drivers. You got Georgia. When you have local Florida drivers, which aren't the greatest at driving, I will admit that we aren't the best, but by God, they are absolutely nuts. Because they mix with Georgia drivers up here in Northeast Florida, then you got everyone from Virginia, Quebec, whatever the hell it may be that they're coming from, and they just go absolutely bonkers with one another. Like, it's a combination from hell. So people don't know how to drive in general. Florida drivers make it worse. And you combine it with people from like New Jersey, Virginia, who either drive really aggressively or drive really stupid, who drive 55 in a left lane and a 70, and people are cutting them off and flying all around, and next thing you know, accidents happen because they don't know how to drive. So yeah, prepare for the driving, and the further south you go within the state, the crappier the driving becomes. Like, the worse it becomes. Like in Broward County, which is like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, yeah. It's like the minimum will be 80 down there. If you are not going 80 in the right lane, you will get ran off the road for someone tailgating you, even though they can go around you in the middle or left lane. If you're not going 80 down there, be prepared, because everyone goes 80. The troopers, the cops, everyone goes 80 as the minimum, and only then like 90 is like the norm. Like, even on the freeway, like, just get ready. The driving just becomes exponentially worse the further south you go. And fifth and final point, just kind of a bonus one for you guys. Stop moving down here. We are full. Please stop moving down here. Please, for the love of God, we are full. Stop. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys are having a great day. If you did like this video, guys, I hope leave a like. Take the comments to let me know what you guys think about Florida, or what do you think about the tips, just like my advice from a Floridian. So Hope you guys have a great day, y'all. I hope you all take care. Did like the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video, y'all. Have a good one. Take care now.